Good morning, boys and girls. What's shaking? Today, we're going to talk about systems, the things that you really need to make money online. For those of you who are, let's make sure I get that. For those of you who are struggling with money, be sure to get the Never Broke Action Pack, which is below the video. Now, grab that. And also, share this video with someone you care about right now. Facebook, Twitter, wherever. Right. Well, let's dive into systems. I wonder which little dirty story am I going to tell you guys today. Let me think about that. But I'll start with some stuff that I learned at Rent-A-Crate. And I keep referencing Rent-A-Crate because I've noticed a trend with people that I meet who worked for a GE, that worked for a Procter and Gamble companies or in 3M companies that had really intensive process and system-based training. When these people went on to start their own businesses, they did really, really well if they knew how to sell. If they knew how to sell, there was usually some issues there, but the ones who knew how to sell really, really did well. Now, one of the things that happens with many people who are trying to make money online is there is no real core ideal. One of the biggest questions I get is, should I still do eBay? Should I still do Amazon? Is YouTube good? Now, these questions are rooted in coming from people who have not really invested anything in anything. So they don't really know what's a good thing for them, because here's the thing, and this is really, really good news. So if you're here, get close right now. This is really, really good news. There's 1,000 ways to make money online. Pick one. Just pick something. Get started. Forget all this stuff about shaggy 8 to 7 zeros. Like, yeah, I did the flex system for 30 days and now I'm a real man. No. Because one of the things that's happening with everything online is the platforms change dramatically. Now, here's some truth drop. If you figure out that platform and you manipulate that platform, you can make a ton of money. That's gospel. That's real. But when they change and you cannot reinvent yourself or figure out that platform, you are going to have problems. I call it the stripper syndrome. Yes, the stripper syndrome. It's not what you think it is. Get your mind out together. The stripper syndrome is this. Your name is Sassy J, right? You know, coming to the stage, Sassy J, right? You come to the stage, you're in the strip club, 3-4 hours. I don't know. Anyone that knows how long a stripper shift is, put it in the comments, because I get a lot of education from you guys. So Sassy J, let's just say she works 4 hours, right? And it's a bad night. And she makes $450 in 4 hours. Bad night. For Sassy J to go work at McDonald's, she would work a week, 40+ hours of her life, 10 times as long to make less money. That is, my friends, the stripper syndrome. When you do something that gives you more income for less time, you become irrevocably altered to doing something else. That's one of the reasons that I talk about eBay and Amazon the way that I do, because once these people get hook in your mouth, tie me off, shorty. It's a drug, it's an addiction, and they become unfit to do anything else. And with the ever-growing number of competition of people who are looking for those systems and those platforms, it's going to get harder and harder for the average person, not the exceptional person, because we're going to talk about that, but for the average person to make money on these platforms. And, you know, with systems, which the average person doesn't do, which is why the average person loves these platforms, you can make 10 times as much money. I'm going to give you something about average, because this will fit into this conversation of how to make money online by creating systems, by going all the way to the beginning. Immigrants that come to this country are usually not the worst of the worst of that country that they originate from. They're usually the best. They're different. There's something remarkable. There's something special about them. I mean, there are many of you who will loathe, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get all weirded out. Who would loathe to leave your small town. It's comfortable. You know everybody. You go into Cheers, everybody knows your name. You feel good. So it's very hard to leave that. Now imagine your name is Sun Tu and you're leaving Japan or, Shinsei, and you're leaving Korea, and you with your suitcase and you're moving all the way across the world where you don't really understand the language. You don't have a lot of friends. That, my friend, takes fucking balls. So these folks are already different. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of immigrants do very well. Now, with that, I'm going to jump into the chat room. Oh, man, what do we have in here? The Life Warrior starts off with a question. Glendon, what should your day schedule look like while running the business? I don't know. Depends on your business. I got a friend who right now is more than likely on the golf course, and he'll be there tomorrow. And he does not work on, he owns the business. He does not run the business. He does not manage the business. He just takes most of the money from the business. So it really depends on what you're doing. Monica, good morning. Steven Jackson, what's up? Nigel, what's up? D. Julani, what's up? Cocoa Covered Muscles, what's going on? What's up, Carlton? What's up, Canna Startup? What's up, Owning It? I'm saying happy hump day. In the hustlers world, there's no thing about hump day because every day is a great day. What's up, Rap Box? What's up, Roosevelt? Morning Rugged Collars, Mummy Motivations. What's up, A-Jam? Cool Labs. 12, okay. 12-hour shifts, really? Of Divine Purpose, Media Offset. Morning, all. I'm just going to call you Divine Purpose. The lady writes 4 to 8 hours, depending upon the club. Most clubs don't make $4.50 in 4-hour shift these days. Once again, like I said before, y'all teach me stuff. I don't go to strip clubs. That's just an improper allocation of resources. But thank you, the lady writes. I appreciate that. Let's see. Filmon, what's up, Filmon? What's up, Hard Breakdown? What's up, Corey B? What's up, Will? What's up, Fraud? I started in the structural inspection business, Oracle Instructions Inspection Service. Thanks for the motivation. Congratulations. What's up, Flagship Audio? All right. So let's get into it. Now, one of my jobs, and I have many jobs because I am currently self-employed. I have some systems, but since I just decided to swing for the fences and create something new, my old business isn't running like it used to because I don't do things for it. What's up, Patches? So I'm building something. So currently I am working on my business and I am working in my business. I'm doing both, which means I am a self-employed individual. Now, like, I'll give you an example. The passive income aspects of the business, I do nothing. Money just comes. That's AdSense and that's Amazon stuff. And then for people who watch a video and buy one of the books or something under the video, all that is passive income because I do nothing to push it. So I have to build the new systems because I'm no longer doing old things. Does it make sense? It should. Now, a system is this. Matter of fact, I'm writing up job descriptions because when you do this, when you take a new employee and you create a system, because this will help a lot of you who are looking for that first employee because it's daunting. Because first of all, when you hire an employee, it makes you more responsible because you're paying someone some money, so they got to be working. You just can't be like doing whatever you want to do. It forces you to be more organized. So I'm writing up job descriptions, and I already know the first person that I hire for this new stuff, I will have to take a step back to properly train them. If I do not, they will not be properly trained. They will not do what I want them to do. And more importantly, they will not serve the customer as well as they could. And this is a loss of money. It's like this. It's this big stretch of money and time up front. It's just like this, where you're putting stuff out, and you're not getting that immediate gratification. which is what these platforms give you. In Facebook, it's like someone like, ding, I like that picture. Ooh, my nipples are hard, right? Those are that, seriously, I'm not joking. That creates a dopamine drop in your mind. Look it up. So you become addicted to these platforms because of these immediate gratification signals. So this is the break. And this is why many small business owners, or I should say owners of high income jobs, don't really progress to the next level, because whenever you talk about training someone, whenever you talk about building systems, what they see is a lot of money, a lot of time, and no immediate gratification. What they miss is once you build these systems, like I'll walk you through what's going to happen. Bring someone in, I'm going to train them, not train them to do the job. I'm going to train them to train someone else. That's how you create a system. That's called a self-replicating system. So bring in, well, let's say Sassy J's coming off the pole, right? She's coming off the pole. And I bring Sassy J in. Not only do I teach her how to do the job, I teach her how to teach someone else to do her job, which means I have to overtrain her and create training manuals. So when she comes on, it's like, this is how we do this. These are your standard operating procedures. Every time you do this task, this is your checklist. Item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. Now this shit's boring, but it's effective and it will make you a lot of money. But that's the thing. We got people going on. All that's what's up reminds me of old mix, so jump on it. Morning at Kajor. What's up, 2 Cent Joe? Cocoa Colored Muscles. How do you pick one idea? I have business ideas, hustle ideas, excelling things. I don't want to get the funds to invest. Too easy to get overwhelmed. No, it's not. 30 days to 2,500 covers this, because if you don't know what you don't know, you don't know what you don't know. So you got to start doing tests. Anyone here has allergies and ever had to have an allergy test where they would like put all this stuff on your forearm to see what you responded to, you're going to have to do an allergy test on your business. You're going to have to figure out, and I'm going to walk you through what I did to start this business. But the allergy test is, it's going to give you an idea of what you're super sensitive to, what you're moderately sensitive to, how to treat it, and so on. So you got cocoa covered muscles. You got all of these ideas, right? What you do is pick one and say, for the next 30 days, I'm going to work on this. So you're not locked in forever. You don't have to spend a ton of money. You don't have to make a commitment. Now, let me walk you through the process of how all of this got started. There was 1, 2, 3 blogs. UrbanPackRat.com, it's no longer there. BusinessCreditMentor.com, it's no longer there. PassionateFriday.com, it's no longer there. I tell you it's no longer there because once these things had outlived their usefulness, I euthanized them. It just didn't make any sense to be paying for URLs to say, well, you know, this is 12 years old, but so what if it only gets 1,000 hits a day in traffic? It's up there. So I did all 3 of them. And what happened was, one become dominant, and that was UrbanPackRat.com. I really was on that Steve Harvey write a relationship book tip. I wrote a lot of books. It's like Business Credit Mentor. Nobody was interested. No one was really interested in that. And then Passionate Friday, I got a lot of love. I had poetry, I had stories, I had stuff, and I didn't really see an income model. It was really limited. It's like, I write this book. I saw opportunities for public speaking. I saw opportunities to get on a radio station. I saw opportunities to get on your local television show like Good Day Atlanta, Today's Show. Yeah, but I didn't really see any real money. And understand, I was a person that owned a business, so I'm not impressed by 6 figures. 6 figures does not impress me. 7 figures barely impresses me. So when I didn't see, you know, like, oh, you do this, you make $50,000 real quick. That did not make my nipples hard. It just didn't. So I jumped out of it and I went with Urban Pack Rat because there was a wide spread. But the whole deal is, I experimented with 3 ideals at the same time and I let the best ideal win. And that's what you got to do. That's just a template for you. What's up, Code Labs? What's up, Discover TV? Music or Adventure? Wee! McDonald is a master of systems. Yes, it is. The Rap Box. Is it possible to build trust online before you get your first sale? How do you build trust in order to get your first sale? The Rap Online. Okay, here's my system. going a little deeper since your question will fit into the narrative. After I said, okay, urbanpackrats.com, I had to test concepts. What's going to get me the most money? So I started putting up boring, drawing. You can't find them. I took them down. Instructional videos. Nobody was interested. But whenever I put up a video, it's like, hey, I bought a unit for $1 and made 62 grand. Woo. View all kinds of gains, all kinds of gains. The mushroom tip was happy. And then I said, oh, so my system was to put up as much storage auction story content each week as I could. The more of that stuff I put up, the more sales I got. But there was a point of diminishing returns. How did I figure that out? I had put up 6 videos one day, sales didn't budge. I crunk it down to 3, sales kind of were the same. And I just consistently started putting up 1, sales went up. So to create systems, you need experimentation. You just can't like, well, here's my plan. This is what we're going to do. Okay. And just put it out there in the world. And when it don't work, it's like, that was some bullshit. That fucking Glendon scam artist. Doesn't work like that. When you go to the doctor, let's use the allergy test again. You may have to go to the doctor 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times to really solve your issue because your doctor is doing things, providing diagnosis and running tests. It's like, well, we'll run a test here. Oh, that didn't work here. Oh, shit, your thyroid's all out of whack. We're going to prescribe this. And no, you start feeling better. That's how it works. It's not this one-trick pony of success, you know, and with systems, successful businesses typically have several efficient systems, not 1, not 2, not 3, but several, because there's marketing, there's sales, there's the operations, there's the back end. There's a lot of stuff going on. So there's just this one thing that's going to make you wealthy. That's hustler porn. It really is. What's up, Coach Sassy J? Found out this morning my site is poor on load time, process of elimination. Rugged College, load time will kill you. Someone was having this debate with me about how much money I spend to host Hustlers Kung Fu Lifeskills.com, Hustlers Kung Fu Dojo.com. It's like $2 grand a year for both sites. And that's just too much money. But the thing is, for those of you who take the courses, you notice those sites aren't slow. I have a shit ton of data on those sites. Now, let's go way back to urbanpackrat.com, Business Credit Mentor, PassionateFriday.com. I had 3 WordPress blogs going on at the same time, right? So every bad thing that can happen, I would change a line of code. Oh shit, your blog disappeared. I went through hell with that stuff. And I had poor load times, plugins. These are the things that you do special tasks on your WordPress blog. The more plugins you put on your WordPress blog, the slower that bitch will be. I know this from experience. Why? Because my site was like, because I saw it loading this slow as hell. So that will kill you. But once again, you have to do stuff, because I was having a fun conversation with a client yesterday, and the client's like, you do this with everybody? I said, no, just you guys who are actually doing shit, because I got to have some clay to work with. I cannot build a masterpiece sculpture with no clay. I can't paint a masterpiece portrait with no paint, no brushes, no canvas. You got to have raw materials, right? And a lot of you don't have raw materials because you have not built that stuff yet. Just being honest with you, because I want you to be successful. And it's just like, I love you enough to let you fail. Because see, if you fail and you keep at it, that's called wisdom. If you fail and give up, that's called, I'm a scared little bitch. Poor load time definitely affects SEO. What's up, Karen? You're welcome, Coco Covered Muscles. Collabs. Once my digital product got featured on Deal's website, which had huge traffic, I got a ton of sales, but it lasted only for a while. That's kind of like the passive income thing for me. I'll be honest, I made a shit ton of money with Storage Wars was hot, auctioneers were hot, but I knew that that was not going to last forever. I was like, what caused this? These shows came on. Why are these shows successful? Because they're new and they're opening up a door to a hidden world. Ooh, it's a treasure hunt. You can get amazing things. And then at some point, it's going to die down. And I knew it, and it lasted longer than I thought. What's up, Lamode? What's up, Akuna? Happy New Year. Now, with building systems, this is, for those of you who don't know, I was military. I was a 92 Bravo. That's a medical technician, lab tech, blood sample and all that stuff. That's what I did. So everything I do, I have somewhat of a scientific method, because when you have assumptions, and I use this with my clients, I say, these are assumptions. We do not know if these numbers are good. And the only way we're going to find out if these numbers are good if we test these numbers, which means we got to spend some money. Oh, I be hitting people over the head with like big ass numbers, 10 grand. Oh, you're going to have to spend 20 grand, 30 grand a month. And, that's like, what? But that's what it's going to take to get to that big money. And when I say that big money is like when you can go to the Rolls Royce dealership and strike a check, or if you really want to be like Sassy J, bring your Louis V bag and go poof. What you want, take out what you need, give me the keys. So that's that kind of money that systems create. Disney, Lucasfilms, it's a system. They have merch, which is a system. They have the movies, which are a system. The narratives, the comic books, there's a lot to that. And there's all these different people and companies handling that. The line for it, did you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I read The Cash Flow Quadrant. Some of that stuff's really good. Some of that stuff's bullshit, because typically, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, rich father, poor father, and all this other stuff. It's a beautiful narrative, but the thing is, if you have a business, and let's just take all of the flowery language out, for every dollar you spend to acquire business, if you get 4 to 6 back, or if 10, you spend $1 and get 10 back, you'll become a billionaire. So the whole thing is service, product, whatever, create systems to support those services or products and make the customer happy. That's what we're all doing here. Hustler porn has become entrepreneur wannabe masturbation, because I can go to Facebook right now and there's guys I have seen 2, 3, 4, 5 years. They just jacking off every night to the hustler porn, and they have not started their first business. They've done none of this stuff. And I've had people come to this YouTube channel dead broke, take action, start a service business, and literally begin changing their lives. So yeah. No. Sassy J is the name I made up, Sassy Moxie. You weren't even here, Sassy. Unless you strip, I don't know. For employees, Sassy J was the name I made up. That was a whole different thing. You weren't even here. And good morning to you. For employees entering entrepreneurship, grab your employees' manual, the company's policy and procedures, read, duplicate what's relevant for your business. I just think that's a good idea. You sound so much like Robert Kiyosaki. This is kind of my life journey. This is stuff that I've learned. This is why I put out the videos, like with the degree myth. And I was listening to some stuff, and this is something that people I have said for years, and more people are jumping on. And this guy who is a professor, he said this, I'm not trying to dissuade you from higher education. The benefits are numerous. You'll become a critical thinking, education is a good thing, but more education, such as a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or PhD, it's not going to make you rich. This is what this degree professional said. I, who don't have a degree, I dropped out my junior year. I'm sitting here chatting with you lovely people in the middle of the morning because I want to. I get to do what I want, and I make a lot of money doing it. No degree. It's about systems. This is about business. What blog site do you recommend? What do you mean? I don't understand. Only secure encryption seems to be a must for building trust. There's a couple of free options available, such as Let's Encrypt. Okay, here's the thing. Like, I ran into this with one of the blogs on the security issues, because my blogs were all WordPress, and I didn't have the secure HTTP with the little lock in the website. So a lot of people freaked out, but I still had a bunch of people buying. With Google, you're going to have encryption on your website, or you're going to be penalized. So that's something that's going to be a must. It's not really going to be an issue. You're going to have to do it. This is one of the reasons that I believe in spending more money for something like a Shopify or my websites with Thinkiv, because they handle all that stuff. You don't have to go out and get a SSL certificate and do all this stuff, because at one point those suckers were like a G. Now they're probably free with hosting, But your job is to be a conductor. As the owner of the business, your job is that of conduction. You're making sure the flutes are doing what they're doing. You're making sure the violins are doing what they're doing. That's your job. Your job is not to play the violin. Your job is not to play the flute. You're supposed to be up there in your tux with your long hair, whipping it, whipping it, whipping it, like, Willow Smith. That's your job. And, going to Nick Saban, Roll Tide, one of the things that makes him really successful, and it's a good lesson for business, is whoever's working their job, do your job to the best of your ability. Don't do his job. Don't do his job. Do your job. And if this guy's doing his job, and this guy's doing his job, and this girl's doing her job, and this girl's doing her job, you make money. That's the deal. When you say service business, you mean offline? Yep. I don't really aim to, I haven't read a business book in 3 months. I've been too busy building a business. And I'm not trying to be flippant. It's just at some point you got to start reading business books and start actually making business happen. Go to yesterday's video. I gave some books because I'm not going to do that again. There's in there. I'll go to Amazon, show you what they are. But typically, the service business is this. Hey, you want me to do your laundry? Want me to cut your grass? Want me to wash your car? That's typically what I recommend as a path for people who don't know what they want to do and have no money. See, you can buy an SSL for $13 a year not installing your website. So all of that stuff, I have completely divorced myself from that, because when I had my 3 WordPress sites, I was on every WordPress site. I was watching every WordPress video on YouTube. I was doing all of that stuff, and I was running myself ragged. My job is that of conduction. Like I told you, that's the reason I'm putting together these job descriptions and getting ready to put, bring in some more people. It's, you got to do your job, not everyone else's. And that's what kills most self-employed, high income earners, is they doing all the jobs and they're not delegating. Life warrior. Okay, for you folks who want to do investors, you need to be connected to somebody with money. There are people out there with so much money, if they lost 10 million, they'd be like, that's terrible. Okay, let's go play golf. So you got to get to those kind of people for investments. I would say actually start one, make it successful, then investors will find you. Do the what? What are your thoughts on the new Faraday Future Car launch last night? Can they compete with Tesla? I don't know. I didn't even know there was a Faraday Future Car launch. I don't know. With Tesla creating that, they didn't create that market. Tesla defined that market. And he had a really, really good plan. Create the high-end car first, the most expensive one, and then create the mass market car after they had brand recognition, market segmentation. Just a brilliant plan. I don't know what Faraday's doing, so I can't speak on that. What up, Art? But let's get to what you should do. I'm going to give you how I built this. After I figured out which one was going to be the best one, which was urbanpackrat.com, I did everything I could to create systems. And the one thing that I could not really systemize, because I had to get up every morning for the people who wanted physical copies, and I had to go to Create Space and type in their name, put my credit card in, and ship them a book. That was about as heavy lifting as it got. But for folks who bought PDFs and stuff, and that's one of the reasons I moved to Gumroad. Gumroad really, really changed my life, because it did all that stuff and it just made my life really, really, really easy. What do you think about the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss? If you read the whole book and learn the whole story, like it took him 3 years to build a business that, and then he became organized after. See, once again, back to the clay thing. He had a business he could systemize. This is what kills many people. They're trying to reach the 4-Hour Workweek, trying to fuck with no pussy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the whole thing. There's nothing to reduce. There's nothing to make more efficient. There's nothing there. So in principle, yeah, the book would be great. I had it. I never really jumped into it. One of the things that for me, I've been a hard goods business person, and now I'm a digital goods business person. These are very different disciplines. When you're selling hard goods, it's a different marketplace, different marketing, different all this other stuff. So when I see someone who's just kind of like doing this thing with digital goods or hustler pornology, hustler porn speaking, getting your hindbrain, oh, me so horny, oh, me so horny. Because you ever notice how a lot of these guys, they get you all whipped up, get you excited about the possibilities, the attention, you're special, you can do this, but they don't actually tell you how to do it. There's no beginning, there's no process, there's no end, there's nothing. It's just you have potential. Live that life. Stop paying attention to people who don't check in on you. All that other bullshit. Thank you, Code Labs. See, I got people in here because, I didn't build any of this stuff with investors. And, I have this thing of not talking about stuff I didn't do. None of my companies, I had any investors. Not a one. They were all bootstrapped. So, Rod Skid Elroy. Damn, I'm done. Can veterans get easy access to small business loans? Combat veterans used to have a real sweet business deal. I don't know if it exists. Go ahead and Google that. Do what? Do investors invest in the person or the idea? They invest in the person. Meaning, can a strong brand help to compensate for a business idea? Gary V. Yep, Nigel, pretty much. I believe Grant is. I believe Gary is. I think Grant's more honest than, not to say that Gary V is intentionally lying. I think Gary's in denial because many of you who are here, if someone gave you a $3 million a year business, you'd be living very good lives. He tries to marginalize that, but since I've studied businesses since high school, it's commonly known the children of successful entrepreneurs have a greater shot of becoming a successful entrepreneur. It is proven. There's been studies on this. So he got a lot more from Sasha than he likes. I think he knows. It's just it doesn't fit into that narrative that I built this company from scratch, because he didn't. He really didn't. Now, Elon Musk built not one, but two companies from scratch, or three, and he's a billionaire. Gary's a millionaire. Elon is a billionaire from scratch, and a business that was given to you from scratch. Gates from scratch, Jobs from scratch, Larry Oracle from scratch, George Lucas from scratch. You see where I'm going with this? It's a different ballgame. Ty Lopez is a genius. I don't think he's a scam artist. I think he has totally changed digital marketing, and a lot of people hate him because they can't compete. Because I hear this phrase of, well, he spent $16 million on ads. Like, grabbing $16 million is easy. It's hard for white people to become millionaires in this country. 16 million liquid? Do you know how fucking strong that is? That's not, just to give you an idea, there are 7 billion plus people on this planet, right? And probably, and I'm not bullshitting, there's probably not 100,000 people on this planet of 7 billion who have $16 billion liquid somewhere. Not 100,000 out of billions. And they're just going like, that was just like, he just pulled it out of his ass. You got 16 million liquid, you a bad motherfucker. That you earned, you a bad motherfucker. Saxy Moxie. Gary Vee just bought a women's magazine. Good move. Women's interests are a high vertical for many things: cosmetics, clothing, uh, relationship. It's huge. Lamo, the 10 essential steps to hustling. Great course. Still working on it. Thank you. Nigel, how do you evaluate competition, opportunity, and market or demographic? Good question. I go in and I look at everything that they do. I look at I do this for clients. Someone tells me that, they're making certain things, and I'll go ahead and check their website. I'll check their Facebook. And if the numbers don't add up, I'm like, okay, where are you really getting money from? So there's a lot of people, if you just did a 10-point checklist, you would really be like, no, you can't be making that money because the numbers don't add up. That's how, I say a lot of stuff is hustler porn. We're seeing this weird generation of entrepreneurs that you don't know exactly what to do. It's like Kim Kardashian version of entrepreneurship. What exactly do Ty Lopez, Gary Vee, or Stewart? Who's Stewart? Gary Vee runs a social media agency. It's very much easy to see what he does. Ty Lopez runs a motivational, he's a life coach. Ty Lopez is a mega life coach for people 25 and below. It's easy. Kim Kardashian, she's a porn star that went big. It's easy to see what they do. I mean, Kim, Kim is famous for being famous, but let's break that down, because once again, just to say that Kim Kardashian, you got to look at, okay, here's Kim Kardashian, because I was actually going to do this as a case study. Your father, Kardashian, was on the dream team. They got a man, I believe, committed murder off, a black man. This is the first time in America. It proves something that I said. If you have money and access, even if you're black, you can win in America. So I forget his father's name, but he was on the dream team. So boom, she became famous because her father, she was the daughter of this famous guy. Then mom married Bruce Jenner, Olympic icon. I mean, so her friends growing up were the kids of millionaires and billionaires. Her social circle was so high that she was never going to be poor, unless she just had a really bad drug habit or something. Everyone just disavowed her or something. So she was here. She did something that took her here. She took that big Ray J dick, and it worked out. Because see, the thing is, when you're rich, famous, wealthy, and connected, you can do all kinds of disgusting shit and you'll go up. If you're poor, no one knows you or think you're something worthy of being stepped on, you do something like that, you go down. It's called market positioning. Trump, grab him by the pussy. I could shoot someone in the middle of the street and they'll still vote for me. Rich, famous, positioned. You get away with more. It's like that, put it real simple for you dudes. If the girl really likes you, you could grab her titty at work and she's like, you so crazy, stop it. You coming over later? But if you were like Quasimodo with a hump, you grab her titty, security. Hey, I thought she liked me. I thought she liked me. Your ass going to jail for sexual assault. It's all about positioning, my dudes. We have two brothers here in the industry who's bootstrapped their company called MediaNet and sold it for $1 billion. No investors involved. They're under 34. Yeah. I know someone who's 26 that built a $2 million company from scratch. No investors. Hustle, grinding ass, just grind their ass off. So how do you put work and effort into a business? Get started. That's why I like Elon Musk's example. Dude is a great, I mean, you just got to look at the people who are really doing stuff. Akuna, how would you rank these investments in a recession? I wouldn't. It's positioning. It depends on where you position. If you have real estate and you're heavily leveraged, you're going to lose that shit. If you have real estate and it's all paid off, you're going to make more money. Dude, well, I actually enjoy videos because you give actual steps. Appreciate that. No power, no money. He's in affiliate marketing. Robert Kardashian, thank you. Be it Kim, Ty, Gary, they certainly know how to get attention, which is very important. If you can't get attention, you can't sell anybody anything. The longer you can hold attention, the more you can sell. That's reality. Yep, money follows attention. Stuart Ross, who's Stuart Ross? I don't know who that is. It does. I mean, you can't do nothing. This is how that ugly dude, because I speak in paraphrases of dating because 90% of the people watch the channel are dudes. If you're ugly as hell, but if you can keep talking to this girl where she goes from like, to, hey, how you doing, boo? That close. If you know what to do, you're that close. How do you know when to cut your losses on the failing business? It depends on your metrics. I can't tell you. It's a client. Oh yeah, let's be real clear. My clients, like the other day, this person who's an asshole. I'll never tell you who, what, how he does stuff because I know everything about his business. I know where he gets his product and all this stuff. All right, and this is a business lesson for you. Even if there's someone you fucking hate, and you can go ahead and I hate, as long as you don't name names and give out pertinent details, people will trust you. But if I go out and like, yeah, this dude, I made him all this money. His name is this is what he sell. There's a lot of you be like, fuck, I can't trust Glendon. I'm like, yeah, dude fucked him over, but he didn't really have to go that deep. That's a bitch move. It really is. I mean, I can't stand the dude, but I'm not going to do anything to hurt his business because that hurts my business. So I can't tell any of y'all, anybody what I work with, my best clients, I can't tell you about. Just can't. Let's see. I don't do M&L, so I have no opinion one way or another. Do you need to build an audience to build a service business? No. Gary Vee's model why day trade attention. Hey. Cool, Big Short. Cool. In my city, I get attention for being black. How or what can I say I made a buck off of people who stare? Well, seeing how, I'm part of the Black People Club, that brown nation. It really depends on who you are and how you can deal with it because I'm 6'1" and I'm bigger than the average dude. I can girls have stood behind me and people didn't see them. I'm that fucking big. And I could either be like, oh, people staring at me, or I can use that attention because that's what it is. I walk in the place, people see me and notice me. It's like, hey, sir, how are you doing? I mean, it's just how you can use it. It's like, okay, I got this attention. Find out if there's something you can do for those people since they're noticing you. I mean, that's how models get millions of dollars because people pay them attention. Are you familiar with? No, don't know who that is. Never broke Action Pack. Do you think the power of your subconscious mind has religious undertones? I know it does. I avoided them. I just took the religious stuff out. CJ, can't wait to become a client, and I won't be like the assholes because 1 to 5 is cheap. No one is trying to help you grow a business for under 25K. I mean, seriously, when you look at the stuff, all right, I'll take a client, right? And say a client, the bigger ones usually work for me with me for a year or two, and they pay me a lot of money. But once I'm gone, it still makes money. It still makes money. Dude, I hate is still making money off the stuff I did for his business. And we're like at the 5-year mark. I hadn't worked with him. So he's like way ahead of what he spent. Mika Long, everything you talk about, see affirming and stuff. I watched a documentary on cult leaders over the weekend, 100% audience building. You can't indoctrinate people unless you have their attention. Hey, Glenda, your OJM example was great. Would you speak on black leaders who are trying to convince black they can't get ahead because America's too racist? I'm going to touch it briefly because yesterday I was talking about racism and I had some fool sending me this, you're blabbing about racism. And I just like, you know what? That's fucking disrespectful. He sent me a reply. I didn't even get back to it. What I talk to you guys about is my walk of life, shit that I've actually gone through. And I've gone through a lot of racism. The thing I was talking about was this who was supposed to be a service manager type person for all the salespeople who was racist, right? And in the end, when I left, that racist bitch sent me her resume because she knew that I can make it rain. That taught me something, that Even if a person's racist, if there's money on the table, they're going to work with you. And it was a big, big lesson. So for you folks who are part of Brown Nation, here's the deal. White people will buy from you. Asian people will buy from you. Mexicans will buy from you. Hispanics will buy from you. Cubans will. I've got clients in fucking Israel. They're Jewish. So it isn't about who you are or what color you are. It's what you fucking bring to the table. You bring a lot of shit to the table. A lot of people going to be eating your shit, and they're going to be leaving dollars on that table. And that's what it is. Because one of the reasons I talk about this stuff is there's so many people who will have this, what I call your black and fuck syndrome. Because I'm black, I can't do shit. And, you know, if you study history, and goes back to what we're talking about with immigrants, is Jamaica, South America, Brazil, the slaves there freed themselves through rebellion, bloody, ghastly, horrible. Many, many people died on both sides, rebellions. So when someone with that lineage comes here, they don't see themselves as a victim, even though they're part of Brown Nation. They see themselves as, I can do this shit. So I don't associate with those people. I don't talk to them. I've had many people come to me and it's like, you know, kind of want to do exclusively black only. And like I said, I don't build black only business. I just happen to be a black person that's instrumental in this business and a lot of other businesses. That's it. Because I don't see myself as a black person first. I see myself as a man first. American citizen, then black person. That's how I see it. And I don't lead with, I'm black. And I'm going to tell you a dirty story. Someone put dirty story in there to remind me, because I'm going to talk about some other stuff. But I'll tell you another story. I was working at a hospital, Northside Hospital. And this was around, was it Rodney King, OJ? All that stuff was kind of happening around the same time, the same time frame. I was coming to check my post office box because I had a post office box, incidentally, in this neighborhood. I don't know why I did that. I don't remember. But I drove up and there was this guy out there. He was a white guy, but it was like that grunge look, Kurt Cobain stuff. He looked really, really bad. And there was this white lady next to me. And so I get out and I go in and the white lady rushes out of her car and we get in. She said, I'm so glad you pulled up. He scared me. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be the boogeyman. So I have consciously have seen and experienced so many things that have gone against that you're black and fuck narrative. I just say, you know what, you can accept the truth or you could keep pretending like you can't achieve, because when you pretend that you can't achieve, it gives you an excuse for not doing your best. It gives you an excuse for not trying as hard. And, you know, I'll get some black person like, you're talking bad about black people, Clinton. And I'm like, I'm talking bad about everybody. It's just you don't like it when I say these things. So more than likely I'm talking about you. That's the problem, because I have a speech impediment. That's why I make all these mistakes. I am dyslexic. That's why when you see I write a post of something that's full of typos, fuck it. I'm putting out information. I'm going to keep putting it out, So dyslexic, speech impediment, didn't graduate from college, yet I run 2 online educational institutes. It's only in America, Don King, right? I wish I had Don King hair. I would put it on. You can do whatever here. I think folks don't get it. I recently was talking to someone who just came back from China. It's just like all kinds of stuff. Best software for paid membership. Don't know. What about Suge Knight? Let's see. All right. Use your PR skills. Are you familiar with Daniel Alley? Nope. Have you read 0 to 1? Nope. One of my renters asked me how home rentals work and wanted to invest one. I gave him the blueprint, help others that want to learn. CJ Lee, my customers are 40% white, blew my mind when I first started. See, this is one of the things, and I'm glad you put that out there, CJ. There's not enough black folks who are really doing business. A bunch of black folks talk about business or doing business or being part of business, but they just talking. But when you start doing, as CJ saw, you're like, damn. And you're married, CJ, so I'm not going to say that because something else will happen when people find out that you're the business owner. Corey B. excellent points that add value. People recognize how you can help them make money. Yeah. Even racists don't care what color you are when there's money on the table. That is a mind fuck when you experience it for the first time. Glennon, should wealthy men only date other wealthy women? Depends on the dude. There are some guys who feel empowered by taking care of people. They're very caring. Um, they love family, and they'll marry someone who doesn't, who just makes them happy. It really depends on the dude. Once again, it's America. It just depends on what makes you happy, and that takes some process. Melanated. Big Short, I'm white and have more black friends. We help each other all the same. Money brings people together. It also divides people. Cocoa covered muscles. True. Family won't stop talking about Trump. I could care less, especially if the end goal is being in charge of my own economy. I've made like $25,000 off Trump. He's my bitch. I mean, seriously, it's just the opportunity is here. All of these media companies are going to make so much money off of this presidency because he's going to do so much shit. There are people, there are editors, there's newspaper reporters. They wake up early. What did he do today? It's like a gold mine. It's just how you're positioned. Dirty story, dirty story, dirty story. Oh, that's funny. How important is passion for you? I've tried starting definitely scalable side businesses with lost interest because I was only chasing extra money. I'd rather be outdoors. Go back to the examples of passionatefriday.com, which was my passion. Passion for it. It's kind of funny. Business credit mentor, I did for money. Urbanpackrat.com, I didn't give a shit about. I just knew how to do storage auctions. Which one won? This thing I didn't give a shit about. So passion had nothing to do with this. I hated doing this shit in the beginning, but I loved the money. And then as something happened where I started liking doing this. So don't follow your passion, follow your discipline. Whenever you can be disciplined in, that's what you can win in. Collabs. Reciprocal altruism. That's the thing which matters irrespective of religion or race. Cool. Edward Lewis, do you think the black community should use so-called black named children? They tend to be perceived negatively until they become famous, then their names are an asset. Here's the thing. And let's see. There's the study. What your parents name you has a large part to do with your success. Now, I can't show it to you, but this is something I've noticed that Chastain Park area, when there are people on nextdoor.com, I noticed everybody had like a weird ass fucking last name. Everybody that was making money. If you want your kid to make some money, give them a money name. It makes a difference. And typically, with Ed Lewis to the question, the people who quote become famous or successful, they're 90-something% in entertainment, whether that's sports, movie. That shit does not work. Your name is, there's a sister by the name of Marijuana something. Her real name is Marijuana. She is not working for Stearns Bank. She's not working for Wells Fargo. No, it's not happening. I understand why some parents do that, but it's misguided in my opinion. I know I'm gonna open up a shit ton with saying that, because if you want your kid to be successful, best thing you can do is be successful yourself, which takes responsibility. And a lot of people don't want responsibility. Kuna, the truth hurts. That's why they get in your face. Oh, you'll weather all the storms. You play the game right. Yep. Owning it. I got to say, I'm surprised at how much concern there's race in these conversations. Maybe it's just my own personal experience, but many people of different races, and it seems to be becoming, I don't know what you're saying. Race is a very important part of America. And I mean, here's my thing. Will racism stop you from being successful? No, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it's not a problem. You know, I'm not on that side where, you know, racism doesn't exist. It's just like, yeah, racism exists, and I'm like this with racism. Poof. That's how I treat racism. I'm not about letting it fucking win. So other people who are not as sturdy as I am, they submit to it. So it's real. Let's be honest about that. And it's a big problem because when you're talking about wealth building, like let's go with CJ. He owns a business now. He's married. He has kids. He is setting a template for his family. See, this is the thing that you do. Like, let's just say CJ's business just becomes moderately successful. We want him to become massively successful, but he gets enough money where he's a millionaire. He's got a comfortable lifestyle, retirement, send the kids to college, and all that. That lesson is embedded in the DNA of his children. So when someone says, "Oh, black people can't cheat," I'm like, "My dad started a business. What you talking about, fool?" We need more of that versus rah, 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 rah. That talk is cheap. It's cheap. And if you're talking to the wrong people, it gets nothing done. I would agree that it's becoming less important, but that's like it's like cancer. There's benign forms of cancer, but benign cancer can become acute cancer, or what is it? It's not the word acute. It can start spreading. It can become dangerous cancer. So that's racism. It can be benign, which most of it is. No one's going to come beat you up. No one's going to run you over with their car. In some places they will. But it can switch on your ass in a heartbeat. And to say that it's not important, this presidential election was won through race baiting. So it's pretty relevant. I agree. Donald Trump is a money name. It looks good on bumper sticker. It resonates with the personality. Trump card. I mean, if you here's the thing, and this is something else that I talked about with the fake ass middle class, natural resources. Just go through the playlist and you'll see that video. Take Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. These are the kids of rich people. Randy's Moss' son is playing football. Howie Lund's son, he's playing football. There is this thing that's coming, because if you know about high level sports, this is a business. So the kids who go All-American, McDonald's, First Prep, whatever, those kids have been to camps. Those kids have traveled. Those kids have highlight reels. When I worked with Biff, his kids were on traveling hockey teams. It was $2,000 a month. This was like fucking 1999. Do you think somebody that's got a stick and been hitting a puck in the pond in the back here is going to compete with those guys? They're not. We're moving toward that kind of society, and you're seeing it, and it's really interesting how it's going to pan out. Many people make money off racial topics. Yes, they do. What's up, Louie? I find that many people are calling themselves entrepreneurs, but someone's an entrepreneur just because they sell on eBay, Amazon. What's your definition of an entrepreneur? Okay, hold on. Can of worms. If you are selling on eBay and Amazon and you do not have your own website, your own email list, your own customer base, and your own marketing program, you are just a cog in their machinery, and you're not a fucking entrepreneur. You're not. And part of that is due to the eBay and Amazon. There are many metrics that you need to become a better entrepreneur. You just can't fucking get. Malignant. Thank you. Boyce Watkins, he's come to the G side, because really we were just so far apart on so many topics. When I saw a video where he's talking about, getting a degree may not be the way to go, I was like, oh, no, he did not say that. What? Sassy Marks, when you understand the rules of engagement, you can powerfully position yourself for success. Those rules always exist outside your environment. Know the rules of where you want to go. True. Corey B, I'm listening to the neuropsychology of self-discipline. It's on YouTube. And listen to 30 minutes early today seems helpful. Race is a social construct where whites created. Between 600, race didn't exist because 1600 people classified each other by geographical religion. Yeah, if you were from Spain, you were a Spanish. If you were from England, you were a Brit. Yeah, 100% true. It is a construct. Yes, my sports clips get millions of views online. All right, Shelton, I'm gonna do this. It's called class privilege. Okay, here's not a dirty story. I bought a brand new BMW 740i from a private owner, paid cash. Riding around, Buckhead, flying. Now, me knowing what I know, and I was dressed in a hoodie and I had a knit cap on, that the potential of me, kind of going back to what Sassy Moxie was saying about understanding the rules of engagement, flashy car, me dressed like that, chances of me getting stopped are real high. Me being intellectual, I knew that. So I had the paperwork and stuff right in the visor, just in case I get pulled over. Boop, here you go. Because I already know what it's about. Comes back, officer. Oh, you know your license is suspended. No, it's not. Goes back, checks. Your license has been renewed several times. This is clearly a mistake. I'm not going to arrest you. I'm not going to impound your car. I'm black. That's called class fucking privilege because I'm in a wealthy neighborhood. So if you want to go ahead and keep that, it's white privilege. It can't do nothing and let white privilege and racism fuck you in the ass. Fine. But I and people on this channel are not like that. So I love how people want to argue with me about that. They feel upset about that, but they don't do fucking shit to change it. All right, that was my rant for the day. I get sick of that shit. Get yourself some fucking privilege. I manufactured mine, and I'm black as this room, right? If I don't smile, I'll disappear. Donald Trump was the product of class and wealth, not white privilege. Fred Trump was a motherfucker. Donald Trump, and this is, see, I studied this. Donald Trump's father is the motherfucker who led to Donald Trump. He's the product of class and money. He used white privilege and racism to get elected, which is funny since he never suffered what his base is suffering. Get Leroy gesturing, get money, period. Racism doesn't matter when you get your money maker. Read about A.G. Gaston. Yes. CJ Lee, all the A.G. Gastons are doing the damn thing. Boyce is getting whacked, hawking his products, but down and others. Horrible marketing tactic. I don't, like I said, I don't watch him, but I just noticed that he's changed his thing a lot. Please do a full video on the children of wealth concept, because children of wealth are becoming successful even in sports and rap. Ice Cube, middle class family. Dr. Dre, middle class family. Boss, what's his name? Rick Ross. He was a corrections officer. He came from a middle class family. Both parents. Dave Chappelle, parents were PhDs. Kevin Hart's mother, PhD computer science nerd. You start seeing this over and over and over. Over and over and over. Kids who come from higher class backgrounds are just positioned automatically to do better than everyone else. It's reality. And people just want to keep talking about white privilege. I'm like, okay, you better be trying to get you some money. Henry Gates. I know, 2 Cent Joe. It happens. Didn't Donald Trump's grandfather put in the work? Yes, he did. Dennis Kimbrough, what makes the great talks about this? Saxy Market, Sean Combs, Catholic school, Will Smith, father and entrepreneur. Will Smith's father, I think, had a Mason company. He made Will and his brother put up brick walls. I mean, you just see it over and over and over. Shaq had a father who with a military background. 2-parent household. You see this over and over again. People act like, no. CJ Lee, Doc Rivers' son should be playing in EA, but he's because of Pops. And they both got ejected the other night. That shit was funny. Oh, wow. So essentially, you could create a situation. All right, this is the thing. You got to understand how America works. America is a corporation. So if you want to win in the corporation, you must act corporate by creating your own corporate identity, your own corporate stuff. Because I've had people who've had these conversations with me over the years about, I had a situation where a woman attacked me. The cops believe me. I'm 6'1", 265. They believe me. If I had wanted her arrested, she would have been arrested. So I have all these experiences, and I have other people who have these experiences, but they don't talk about it because they're going to lose their black card. Now let's talk about this. And this is another lesson for you. Because a lot of people try to shame me, and I know I'm gonna get a bunch of shit on this video, but I don't care. What is the benefit of being black? What's the benefit? There are benefits, but what are the benefits? And I'm gonna use an example. This is with positioning. This is someone using the system. Omarosa, everyone hates her, right? She's kissing Donald Trump's back. All right, so Omarosa gets blacklisted from the quote black community. All right, so she gets a job in the White House. She makes more money. She has privilege. She's connected. She's loyal. So if she's loyal to the black community, what does she fucking get? Tangible. What does she get? Please answer that question. What does she get? When being a sellout pays more than staying loyal, there's something wrong. Usually people stay loyal because there's something to stay loyal to. There's something there. There's nothing there. You will see more black people join the GOP Republicans than ever before. Because like I have come to understand, I've come to know that I can actually work with racists and make money, yet some people who look like me will try to take money out my pocket. This is facts of my life. I'm giving it to you guys because a lot of you are young guys. There are people who are trying to indoctrinate you with this bullshit of keeping it black when you should be keeping it classy. You should be keeping it corporate. You should be getting your money, because with no money in a corporate environment in the United States of America, you have no fucking power. None. That's the fallacy. All right. All right, let's go down here. Sheldon, those, you know what? Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. People in the chat room see what I'm doing. Okay. This is why I don't like to do these conversations, because people could talk about their feelings all day. But when it comes to, and I had this conversation with a client yesterday, actually doing shit, doing tangible actions that can change your life, there's not a lot of thrust there. There's just not. Mr. Blanco, quality knows no class, no race, no age, etc. Thank you. Someone was talking about, saturation of the market. When you put in better products, quality stuff, there is no such thing as saturation. Edward Lewis, Black Republic's money. I got coming in that. It's coming. Edon, I got rid of it because, see, this is one of the things that happens. People come to this channel and that's what they can talk about because that's what they're comfortable about. They're not comfortable with starting businesses. They're not comfortable with taking risks. They're not comfortable with failing. But, talking, they're very comfortable. Tad, that's all true. Both of my parents have owned businesses that were successful. Now it's my turn in the service industry. Fair credit's my problem. I'm getting going because some of my customers are there that can't grow. Do what? How scary is this combo if more children of millionaires had legal immigrant work ethic? It's happening. Steph Curry. Michael Jordan grew up middle class. He did not grow up in poverty. Michael Jordan had a father and a mother. He did not grow up. Michael Jordan, but you keep seeing people pushing this stuff. That's not true. My customers are everywhere and everyone. Well, typically, let's talk about this because let's see, where are we with this? Okay, yeah, we got time. For the people who want to be successful, it's a journey. And part of it is, let's go back to what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. When I tell people my experiences, because there are not a lot of people There are people like me. Let's be real clear. I'm not the only one. I'm not even close to the only one. But the many people are not talking about it. I have friends who have similar pasts, but they don't want to talk about it because all of a sudden, dude, okay, hold on, hold on. All right. They don't want to talk about it because like people get these hard-ons for them and start attacking them. When I was telling someone what happened with the cop, I was told that I got lucky. Did I get lucky when the racist sent me a resume? Was that luck? Part of it is more of us, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, need to start businesses and need to get in the game, need to learn how the world really works, take risks, put stuff out there. And by doing that, we create a template for our children. Discussing racism does not create no fucking template. You know, and this is where fathers are important. Moms are like, hey, don't play too hard. Fathers like, go out there. Oh, you skinned your knee? Here's a Band-Aid. Get your ass back out there. That's what's missing. You come in the house crying, oh, get your ass back out there and keep playing. We got too many people going in, oh, hug, it's okay, it's okay. We're raising too many weak ass people. That's why I have these conversations. You get all upset. You know, this is what we need. We don't need to talk about it. We need to be doing this stuff. My daughter, the other day, we had a very interesting conversation because I'll be telling you, she kind of knows the situation, but she gets no money out of me. And we were talking about savings, and she was actually under budget last month. Christmas season, she was under fucking budget. So, you know, it's just you create these templates, you create these experiences for your children. And you got folks who don't want to look at it because, see, most of it is very myopic. It's about me, me, me. But when you build something and put something out there for the future, for things bigger than yourself, the game changes. Mel B, no, not all moms baby their kids, but I don't know if you know what's your name. I don't know if you are a dude or a woman, but if you're a woman, how many manly men do you get the chance to date? Just put that in the comments. Because I talk to a lot of women, and there seems to be a dearth of those kind of dudes. And there's a correlation, you know, correlation and causation, but there's a correlation and some other stuff. We are raising a nation of fucking wimps, both sides, male and female. Tony Jackson, what to do? What do you tell people who don't have a business mind? Get yourself a new group of people. Just get yourself, you know, this is another thing. Like CJ, he's got a business. He's going to go through this journey. He's going to start making money, and his conversation is going to change. CJ is not trying to be elitist. He ain't trying to be an asshole. He's running his business. As a consequence of running his business, developing his business, his verbiage is going to change. His language is going to change. His perspective on humanity. If you get a copy of Craig, you know, Pimping Craigslist for Fun, as a business owner, if you're paying attention, you become a sociologist. You start to notice how your customers act. You notice that your better customers tend to act the same way. And then you go back and like, why do I act the same way? Well, they seem to live on this part of town. And why do they live on this part of town? They have this kind of job. And why did you start doing that stuff? Then you start creating income models. But it's funny. Mel B, you avoided the question. See, this is one of the reasons that, you know, like today I did it. You know, I kind of slipped into it. I got baited and I jumped down on it. But many people don't want to be successful, so they'll keep their conversation to things that they're comfortable with instead of elevating their mindset and elevating their game. I lived in a military town so long, when I moved away, appreciated the manly man. Eton, man, it's so easy out here me with the women because of the girly men out here today. I came up old school, raised by my grandparents, so I lived a lot of what you're talking about here. So essentially, the whole thing, because we went completely off topic here, but that's cool. We do that every now and then. I've been really good about keeping it mostly on topic, but today I'm going to do the EP, the extended version. Um, it matters because typically when someone says that these things, the stuff I'm talking to you, if you would do the independent research and look at the numbers, not the dogma, not the false narratives or propagandas, but if you look at the real numbers, you'll see. And that's how I build my business, because the reason I'm doing all these educational hustler courses, entrepreneur courses, is the jobs are not coming back. They're gone. People will be hustlers and entrepreneurs by force, out of necessity. And my ass will be right there to get their money as they try to come up. So it gets real interesting because, we're like an hour and 15 minutes. I try to keep these at an hour because this typically happens, but the damage is, the damage is done because it's interlaced. But typically, with the systems that, because I really covered most of that, probably the first 45 minutes. So we're good. So we'll just let it go. Oh yeah, this happens. But it's a new year. Everybody's still coming out of the holiday hangover, including myself. I took off more time this year than I ever have because, it's just other things going on. I will tell a dirty story another time because we're getting ready to wrap this up. Yeah, because we went way over. I was dating this girl whose parents are immigrants and both have businesses. She didn't leverage that much. She's busy trying to get attention doing whack shit. Um, that happens. Just like you have the kid who comes from nothing who becomes successful, you have kids who had everything who become bums. It happens. No, I'm not religious, but I do believe in God. Now I'm dating a girl from Brazil. Oh Lord. Be very different. It can be very, very different. All right. So with that, because I got a lot of light coming here today, I didn't turn this thing up. So be sure to share this video with somebody. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and do me a favor and come back once this renders and leave a comment. And be sure, if you've got some money issues and you need to stack your cash, get the Never Broke Action Pack. Go ahead and grab that. So with that, I'm out.